Hello and welcome back once again to beautiful Cappadocia. Today we are in the town that I'm actually staying in, Uchisar, home of Uchisar Castle. And I'm just walking the back streets. What's beautiful about this small little town is it's got that very old school vibe to it. All cobblestone streets, all the old buildings. These are where like all the cave hotels are, and fantastic views all the way throughout here. So today's video, I'm going to talk about all the things that you can do here in Cappadocia and all the things that I've done here in Cappadocia. So let's go. Okay, as I mentioned in the intro, one of the things that you can do here is Uchisar Castle, and it's definitely one of the things that you should do here. Uchisar Castle is one of the highest points in, it is the highest point in Cappadocia, so you can really overlook the entire region of Cappadocia. One thing that I really liked about it is that the base of the mountain, you're still really high up, or the base of the castle really, you're still really high up. So I woke up early one morning, and watched the hot air balloons come up, and those are generally in the northeastern city of Gourmet, I believe the city is called. So you can watch all the balloons come up. It's still dark out, you know, and the sun actually rises from the east. So you can see all these balloons come up in the morning from the base of Uchisar Castle, which is unbelievable, and it's definitely something you should do. One other thing I suggest that you do is explore the cities. It's free, and you can see, just walking the old streets here, you could stumble across little villages like this. I mean, this is still Uchisar, but these are like all the cave, maybe not cave hotels, but all the hotels that face the eastern direction. So you watch sunset over here, and then you have the Pigeon Valley right over here. We'll get to Pigeon Valley in a second. It's another one of my points, but you can see fairy tale like little communities here where there's all these hotels and resorts, and the streets just kind of zigzag all the way through down the mountain here. So just stopping at random places like this, sightseeing, you could spend your entire vacation here sightseeing Cappadocia, because there's so much unique territory here. Going from one edge over there where you can see behind me of the Pigeon Valley, and now on the other side you have these the fairy chimneys. So anywhere that you basically look here in Cappadocia, especially Uchisar, on the Uchisar mountain, you're gonna have fantastic views. So visit the city of Uchisar. I definitely visited the city of Gourmet. I didn't explore it too much because basically all my hikes ended there, and then I would hike back. So I probably should have explored it a little bit more, but Uchisar is definitely a city that you should just kind of visit, and I'm sure all the cities here are beautiful. That's why I'm not just gonna specifically say just visit Uchisar and visit the streets in Uchisar, because I'm sure all the cities of Gourmet and the rest of the cities are beautiful, and you're gonna get views like this all over the place. And you can see the castle up there behind me. All right, well, one thing that I definitely indulged in here, and it's something that you're gonna do regardless whether you're in Cappadocia or Turkey in general, but try different meals. You might get here and find a restaurant you like and keep going back to it. That's human nature to do something like that, but every restaurant here is unique, and you're gonna find something different at every single one of these restaurants. So eating different foods here, there's certain foods that are specifically popular for the Cappadocia region, which are these pots, basically these terracotta ceramic clay pots, and they cook them with like basically what we would know as in the United States of like these stews, like a lamb stew or a chicken stew or even a vegetable stew, and basically they seal them off in these pots, and they roast them all day over coals. So and then by the time dinner time is ready, you have these things, and then what they do is they roll them out to the table on a cart, and they bring you a hammer and you tap along the edges and they crack open these pots. You would think, or I thought at first, that you're gonna these things are just gonna shatter and all the stuff's gonna get in the meal, but they seal in the middle. And so when you tap along them, they kind of crack and open up. And now I just got to remember where we are. Getting lost in the city's not bad. So yeah, that was one of the things that I've tried, was the stews here. What else did I try? The sarma, which is really popular here in Turkey in general. They have the kebabs, everything, but I would say the thing specific for Cappadocia, from what I'm told, is those pots. But anyway, so I suggest just trying different restaurants, because different restaurants have all different styles of the way they cook, different recipes, and this is such an old city here, that these recipes are handed down throughout generations. So definitely try the food. You're gonna eat out anyway while you're here, but I suggest that you just try different restaurants and different cafes, because they all are a little bit unique in their own way. Also, I know that Cappadocia is really popular for the hot air balloons, and if you didn't know this, if this is your first video of Cappadocia, basically what people come here to do is go in these hot air balloons. They fly once a day in the summertime, basically in the east side. So when the sun rises, that's when these balloons take off, and you're talking hundreds, probably 200 to 300 balloons will go right over there. I actually woke up early one morning and watched them from the base of the castle up there, and the sun goes up, and all these balloons start going up. So you watch the balloons go up with the sun. But I personally watched them. I made the mistake of the first day. It was supposed to be beautiful weather, beautiful sunset, so I wanted to photograph them. And so I did that, and it was beautiful. I got some beautiful footage. I got some beautiful photographs. But the only problem is the next 3 to 4 nights that I stayed here, every morning was windy, so they canceled them. So I never had the chance of riding in the balloons themselves, but it's definitely a thing people come here to do. I talked to a couple people at my hotel, and some people came from Russia, some people came from Finland. I met a man from Ireland, and basically they just come for the day or 2 days, wake up early in the morning and fly in the hot air balloons. Well, this couple from Russia that came in, 2 couples from Russia that were staying down the hall from me, they specifically came for 1 day. They got here at night, they were going to leave the next afternoon. So basically you wake up early in the morning, they come and get you, and then they bring you to the hot air balloon sites, and that's basically what you did. Well, unfortunately, it was canceled for them that day, so they never had the opportunity to do that. So it's really luck, because obviously safety is in their best interest here. So it's one of the things that you should definitely maybe plan a couple days ahead, because if one of the days, you know, you get bad weather, then they're going to cancel the balloon on you. So but yeah, that's what a lot of people come here to do, is ride these hot air balloons. And it's definitely something that you should do, because this entire region here is beautiful. I'm just trying to remember exactly where I am. So let me see here. I've been here before, but I forget which way goes where. This is actually the trailhead of one of the mountains, or one of the valleys. And so actually, speaking of that, that's definitely another thing to do here, and you should do here. I was actually surprised at the amount of people that didn't do it. Some people, like I said, just come here for the hot air balloons. That's what they do. Basically, they'll come here for one day and ride the hot air balloons and leave. So but I guess getting to my point here is that hiking, there is so much hiking here. There's not as many hikers as I thought there was going to be. I hiked a majority of my trip. I got here on a Thursday. I'm leaving on a Tuesday. So I did a majority of my hiking on the weekends, and there was a lot of like Turkish tourists that I met hiking through here, but I don't necessarily know if a lot of the international tourists come here for the hiking, which you definitely should. Just take a look at the view. I'm on this little mound right now. Here's that neat little village that I just came from, and I'm actually standing on the entrance of one of these chimneys. One beautiful thing is I came here in the fall, so you can see all the fall colors behind me. Makes for beautiful photographs, obviously. But getting back to my point is, I hiked 2 different hikes, and that was the Love Valley Trail, which goes from it goes from where I'm staying, Uchisar, all the way to Gourmet. And same with the other trail that I took. Basically the Pigeon Valley Trail is one of the longest trails that I took, and that could take you all day. It goes from one side, the south side of Uchisar, all the way to about the north side of Gourmet down there. So the hiking is just, I mean, you're in those valleys. I mean, you can see them down there. That's where the start of the second leg of the Pigeon Valley Trail is. So and those are just the 2 that I went on. There's literally hundreds if not thousands of different trails around here. Now, the other thing that you could probably do is, you should do as well, especially if you're into the Christian history here, which I was surprised to find out there's a lot of Christian history here in Cappadocia. I didn't realize it, but the Open Air Museum is, which is on the north side of Gourmet. Well, yeah, the northeast side of Gourmet. It doesn't matter, you'll look it up for yourself if you come here. But that was really interesting, you know, because they took a lot of these fairy chimneys and, you know, they dug them out, and you know, like the people of the church lived there. So I got one of these stray dogs. He's looking at me like, who the heck are you talking to? But the open air museum is, you know, I like to visit churches and, you know, mosques, learn a little bit about the religious history. But a lot of the people there that were really into the religious history, it was great for them. But it was beautiful nonetheless. Anywhere you go in Cappadocia, it's going to be beautiful. I'm just going to talk about the things that I did here. See, when you walk these little streets, like when I was talking about Pigeon Valley, you literally walk through people's properties and everybody is so nice. Like I've walked through there several times, and that just goes directly to the trailhead of, like I said, Pigeon Valley. But you're walking through people's properties and you get to see the older community here, the farming community, the people that live off the land. And that's why I suggest you just walk these streets. You're gonna meet so many cool people. You can't talk to most of them. As long as you know Merhaba, you know, Merhaba is hello. You know, they'll say it to you and they love to hear it back. So I actually made a video about that when I was in Albania. The 5 words you should learn when you visit any country, and that's hello, thank you, yes and no. Hello, thank you, yes and no. So 4 words. I forget what the video was, but maybe it was 5. I can't think of the other ones. You know, and then you got these interesting mounds of color formations, and see, you can hike all the way on the ridge of all these, and you can see one of the tour companies bring you to the ridge and they let you snap a couple photos. And so that's definitely basically Cappadocia is an open museum. The whole area that is beautiful that you're gonna see if and when you visit Cappadocia, it's called Gourmet National Park. And I'm not sure if the entire thing is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but so many things here are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And don't get me wrong, in this video of what to do in Cappadocia, I'm not going to be able to list off every single thing to do, because Cappadocia, a lot of people think Cappadocia is a city, and it's not. It's a region. So the city or the town that I'm actually in, or that I just walked out of, Uchisar's in the Cappadocia region. So Cappadocia is a region, and it's next to impossible to be able to list off all the things that you can do here in Cappadocia. So, but with that said, one of the things that I'll touch base on now, and I didn't do it just because I like to kind of trek by myself, is tours. Everybody will talk to you about tours here, and there's so many different kinds of tours. I think there's the popular, like the 3 main tours you'll hear when you get to Cappadocia, and that's like the green tour, which is the biggest tour, which will, you get on a bus in the morning and they bus you all around the city, and they stop at pretty much every single destination you can see here, are all the main ones. It's like an 8-hour trip. I don't know the specifics of these tours, but it's like an 8-hour trip. I think meals are included, don't quote me on that, but I think then there's like the red tour and the blue tour, which are smaller tours, but they're more specific towards certain things. And then there's other things that you can do, like you know, horseback riding. Horseback riding is very popular here. I think I'm gonna climb this ridge right now, just because I've been up on it before and the views are really nice. And I want to show you guys this during the video, because it's kind of my point of saying that you should hike around here and just kind of venture off different paths. So I'm gonna go up here, and it's basically the ridge line of where I just was. And this is also one of the places that these tours will bring you on, like you saw before, that van. So you got these big coach buses that will do like these blue tours or green tours or red tours or whatever it is. It's probably a good idea because you can meet people, other travelers. See, it just opens up to something like this. I mean, spectacular views. Yeah, see, and then you can do like personalized tours. You know, if you're not really a, you know, social person, I guess, which really, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I like to be social with people, but I'd rather just venture off by myself. You know, you meet people along the trails, hiking by yourself. I met a man from France the other day. He was about my age, and we talked for a good 15-20 minutes on the trail about, you know, how people in France don't travel as much, and he thinks the same about the United States, and how beautiful Turkey is. So you can stop and you have moments with these people, and I think those are the things that you miss out on when you take these tours. Although, like I said, when you do take these tours, you're going to meet other people. That is, I mean, again, to emphasize this on the tours, these tour people you can specifically pick for English tours or Russian speaking tours or Turkish speaking tours or whatever you want. So if you do take the tour and you want to learn the history of this, there are going to be people and tour guides that you'll be able to understand them and talk with them. So on these tours, my point is, I guess, that you'll be able to meet other English speaking people, whether it's, you know, from Eastern or Western Europe or whatever the country is. A lot of people speak English in this world. So but yeah, horseback riding, you can do horseback riding. It's very popular. You can do camel rides. Those are really popular. Quadding, or, you know, these ATVs, four-wheelers, those are really popular, and you don't even have to take a tour with those. There's so many people outside of Gourmet that offer everybody. You can rent an ATV. I forget what the price is, but everything is inexpensive here. So you can rent an ATV maybe like all day, and just take this on all the trails. I mean, not all the trails, you can't. There's a lot of hiking trails like the Pigeon Valley Trail, the one you see down here. You can't take ATVs on, but there's a lot of, like I said, this is Cappadocia. This region is huge. There's a lot of areas that you can take. So taking an ATV is probably a good idea as well. I didn't do it. Once again, I love hiking. I love taking photos. So basically, I like to stop when I can and take photos. It's just kind of inconvenient for me to have to get off a horse or a four-wheeler or whatever the case may be. So plus I like the exercise. I think hiking, you know, when you travel a lot like I do, you don't get to go to gyms or exercise as much as you'd like, and once you start eating different cuisines and different cultures' food, you might not sometimes eat the best. I say that very nicely, but I try to stay away from sugar, and that's about it. You know, no sugar in my coffee, and usually no desserts. In Turkey here, you do eat a lot of bread. Bread comes with meals, so I mean, muammar is definitely something you should try. Hummus here is popular, and all this comes with bread. Normally I don't eat bread either, but my Turkish breakfast that I have at my hotel every morning comes with bread, jams, honeys, and things that are homemade, you know, and unique. So it's kind of nice about the hotel that I'm staying at right now is it's a family-run hotel, and the mom, she makes everything. Just look at those spectacular views. I mean, you need to come to Cappadocia if you've never been to Cappadocia before. If you're an American watching this, the way I would put this, and you're probably going to think the same thing watching some of these views, is you almost mix the Grand Canyon, the Badlands, Sedona and Flagstaff in Arizona. You mix those all together, but just an entire region. It's 10 times the size of, say, the Grand Canyon here. Plus you add Cappadocia's own flair to it with the fairy chimneys and things like that. So that's the best way I could describe it. One thing I would suggest too is coming here in the fall like I did. The weather's been perfect, and the colors on the trees. I came a little bit late, although I'm still getting good color here. But the color, the fall colors here, the way they change in the fall, it's beautiful. It makes for beautiful hikes. So I would suggest coming here in the fall time. The one thing I will tell you though, I'll get back to my story about the hotel in a minute here. One thing I will tell you is if you have allergies, which I do, you're gonna get affected by it here in Cappadocia, depending on what you're allergic to, obviously. But my allergies really kicked in, and I haven't really had bad allergies since I left the United States, since I started traveling. But here in Cappadocia, man, they hit me hard. And every day when I wake up, I got stuffy, runny nose, itchy eyes, you know, and my throat is a little tingly. But I guess that would be the only downfall of coming here in the fall, but I'll take it, you know. Even if I get bad allergies, you know, seeing the fall colors it's a good trade-off for me. So as you can see here, I saw those people on top of the cliff. So basically this is like one of those Sprinter vans, and it's a couple and a driver, so they rented their own tour. So individual tours is definitely something you can do as well if you're just here for like a day or two and you really want to knock out all the nice sights to see. You can definitely just get a personal tour. Now I'm not sure the price on any of this. Like I said, I didn't look into it because I wasn't really interested in it, but I will just tell you from my experiences that Cappadocia is very inexpensive. Prices are raised here in Cappadocia compared to the regular cities. It's more expensive here than in Izmir or in Istanbul, the two cities I stayed in so far, just because this is a tourist place. They rely on tourist money. So that's why, you know, I definitely say, you know, try the different cafes, spread your money around a little bit, especially post-pandemic, or I guess the pandemic's still going on. Not like I'm taking it lightly, but I'm just saying things are opening up a little bit more. And people are starting to travel a lot more, and it's definitely one of the things that people are talking about is traveling more. But it's inexpensive, even though the prices are raised here a little bit more in Cappadocia as far as the price for a room. And with that said, I'm staying in a hotel right off the city center. Very nice hotel with breakfast included, a Turkish breakfast, so they're huge. And I'm paying, I think, $38 US a night. And so that's really not bad at all. The real popular thing to do here as well is stay in the cave hotels. And I think that's what a lot of those rooms are down there. I mean, those are all hotels that you can see at the base of the mountain down there. And so I'm staying at the other end of that. I'm staying in the city center on top of that, not on top of that, but basically at the base of the mountain is the city center. And I'm just staying, you know, a 2-minute walk to the city. So when I woke up early in the morning to watch the sunset or the sunrise over here, it took me 5 minutes. I'm guessing if you stay at one of those cave hotels, those are some of the more desirable things to do here. It's one of the things people like to say they did, and I'm sure it's beautiful. If that's your thing, you should definitely do it. I'm guessing those, in fact, I know they're a lot more expensive, and by a lot more expensive, I want to say maybe like 40 or 50 dollars. No, I would say 50 or 60 dollars a night. So it goes US dollars. It goes to show that even hotels, nice hotels, are relatively cheap to stay here in Cappadocia. So what else is there? The meals that I've been eating are pretty much right around, at the most, $10, and that's usually 2 courses. More than enough. Beer here is not cheap. Beer here is normal price, like what you'd get in the United States. Like $2, $2.50. They say this is like wine country here, and I guess I'm doing myself a disservice by not trying any of the wine. In fact, I had a friend of mine tell me I should take a wine tour, but I didn't have the time, and personally I'm just not much of a wine drinker. So if you are a wine connoisseur, apparently Cappadocia is kind of known for their wine. I still might try some yet before I leave, but this is my last day, so we'll see. So I'm trailing off a little bit here, but the tours, the 4-wheelers, horseback, full city tours, like I said, yeah, you can do all that. And then there's a lot of different museums you can do here. One of the activities that I found out you can do is like pottery classes. You can watch traditional Turkish dances. So there's all these different things that you can go and do, and I guess it's very interactive. They teach you how to dance, they teach you how to make pottery, like they do specifically in this region. So there's different UNESCO sites here as far as like old churches and monasteries or whatever. There's underground cities here. So you know, before I came, the research that I had done, some people say, you know, three days is more than enough in Cappadocia. You stay in Cappadocia for 3 days, 3 to 5 days, you're good. I've been here 5 days, and I don't even feel like I scratched the surface of Cappadocia. If you're into hiking, 5 days isn't enough for Cappadocia. There are thousands of trails. Breathtaking, just breathtaking. And look at, there's like no one around me. But yeah, just hiking alone you could spend 5 days doing. So and then you have all these other activities that I'm talking about. So if you want to do a quick tour, if you want to do a hot air balloon ride, you know, climb the mountain or the castle. So there's all these things that you could do here, and then visit all the neighboring cities, all while what I'm suggesting to do is, you know, just walk the cities, walk through the cities. So I think you could spend 2 weeks here, no problem. I don't think you would have an issue spending 2 weeks here. So this is a kind of a different style vlog for me today. I just kind of want to walk and talk and show you as I'm walking Cappadocia through my lens, instead of just showing you clips of me talking and stopping. I just kind of wanted to walk and talk today and show you everywhere that I've gone. You know, when we started this vlog, we were right at the base of that castle, so we've walked all the way down here, and you get this. I mean, this is what traveling's all about. Whether you're a quick traveler, fast traveler as they say, or a slow traveler like myself, or, you know, a weekend vacation, holiday person. I hope by seeing this video, I really hope this inspires you to come here, and you should definitely add Cappadocia to your bucket list. It was on mine, and I seen images that, you know, sold me and said I have to come here. And it it didn't disappoint. It's so much different seeing it with your own eyes, being here. Cappadocia is a magical place. I can't overemphasize that. It's something that you can't get used to. When you just stare, like these views right here, I've walked through here almost a dozen times, and every time I'm in awe. I mean, everywhere you look, there's something different. So I hope that you put Cappadocia on your list of things to do, and I hope that if you do come here, you get a little bit of knowledge from this video. Now, knowledge isn't usually one thing I'm good at giving when it comes to my vlogs. I just kind of give you what I see, but this video I just kind of want to walk and talk and kind of talk about what there is to do here in Cappadocia. But it can be as expensive or as cheap as you want it to be. Like I said, I mean, I'm a budget traveler, so saving money and just doing a lot of hiking myself instead of, you know, taking vehicles and whatever. You save money on that, but you definitely spend money on, you know, the cafes and the restaurants and the hotels. So you're definitely helping out the economy here, which really relies on your money, and especially post-pandemic or during, now that things are opening up. Actually, the hotel I'm staying at is relatively new. He opened up 2 years ago, but he had to close down during the pandemic, so he lost a lot of money. He said, oh, so nice, such a nice guy, customer service above and beyond, probably the nicest family that I've met here in Turkey so far. The Turkish people are amazing. So once again, I'm an American, so I'm going to speak to my American audience here. If you're watching this, I know a lot of Americans, I'm not saying all, but a lot of Americans like to do kind of their resorts, you know, whether it's Cancun, you know, your South American, Mexico resorts, and go and visit those places, which is fine. You know, sit on a beach, whatever, but I urge you to do some, you know, some European travel, and specifically Turkey. Even though we're not in Europe anymore, this is actually Asia. But try Turkey, and if you do, you have to go to Cappadocia. And yes, I'm saying you have to. It's, as you can see, the little bit that I'm showing you, it's a place like none other. So once again, I'm just kind of rambling here, and that's what I wanted to do in this vlog. So if you made it this far, congratulations. I know I'm kind of boring when I speak, so I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you come to Cappadocia. I hope you're inspired now. And thank you for the people that have continued to support me on this channel. Thank you to all the new subscribers. My channel's been growing surprisingly a little bit. As of right now, I think I have like 230 subscribers. That's unbelievable to me. I didn't start this channel to become what you'd call a YouTuber, I guess. I just kind of started it to learn how to do video editing. So I was surprised when I got my first 100 people or first 50 people. I was like, how can people even stand to listen to me ramble on like I'm doing now? I don't know how you people do this. There's so much better YouTubers out there than me that give, you know, solid information and, you know, quality videos. But yeah, that's why I started a YouTube channel, was to learn video editing and kind of learn how to use my GoPro and document things as I travel along. And so I appreciate you people that have been following me and been giving me a lot of support. It really means a lot, and you watching my videos. So if you do watch, if you're new here, think about subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, comment. Anything that you can do on this channel really tells YouTube like, hey, we like this guy, and that will help YouTube and the algorithm say, hey, we're going to show this video to more people, and that helps me. So yeah, once again, this video is dragging on, so goodbye. I'll end it here from beautiful, beautiful Cappadocia. Peace out, guys.